The controller settings for Battlefield 6 are actually insane.
So I want you to make it. Flip it, nigga. I'm a fucking god. I'm looking fucking gorgeous, bro.
I just died and I fell off the back of the roof, bro.
Y'all ever seen Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, bro?
I don't remember. Guess we're gonna hide beam together, nigga.
Oh, that was lucky.
Bro, I'm off this shit.
That wasn't.
500 misses, 500 hits.
Real.
3 seconds.
Isn't it enough or something?
Damn.
That shit up, nigga.
Give me. I'm back.
Should have took his dog tags. So in this video, we're going to be going over my settings for Battlefield 6 on controller. I made a video like this for the beta, but they did add and change a few settings since the full game has dropped, so I'm updating my settings and I'm playing on a higher sensitivity. Just like last time, I'm going to try to quickly go through my settings. You guys can slow the video down, pause it at whatever point. I might talk about a few things, but not everything. So accessibility, not really changing anything right here. Turn my brightness up. Controller vibration, I turned down, I did not turn it off. I personally like controller vibration. Gameplay, we are playing on max sensitivity. As you can see from the title, we're playing on 100 sensitivity. And the key to playing on max sensitivity in Battlefield 6 or pretty much any game right now is going to be your ADS sensitivity. That's going to be way more important. Double tap forward to sprint off. I like to sprint while I'm crouched, so I still have this setting on. If you don't like sprinting when crouched and you want to stand back up when you sprint out of crouch, then you can turn this off, but I like to sprint in crouch behind cover, so I keep it on. All of this I kept on. If you want to slide cancel while crouching, then you need to keep this setting on. And you can double tap the crouch button to slide while crouched. I kept all of this on. Mount type, all of this is the same, all of this is default. Some of the settings they kept from my beta, but a lot of the settings went to default when the full game came out, so I didn't really mess with vehicles. Aim assist. Now, I'm not gonna lie, aim assist on this game is kind of strong at times. It's like it's very sticky when you're going over a target. When you're aiming over something and you're like scanning it, it kind of slows you down like a lot. My dog is barking. So I play on input curve Battlefield 1, which I'm gonna talk about later. But other than that, in the aim assist, the only thing that I changed right here was turning down the aim assist slowdown, because it really does throw off my aim when it slows my sensitivity down so much. It makes it harder to flick and it makes it harder to track enemies. So I turned that down to 80. Some people say 75, but my personal preference is at 80 right now. I haven't changed the campaign difficulty. I'm thinking about playing the campaign though, might stream it. Controller settings. Like I said in my last settings video in the beta, the controller settings for Battlefield 6 are actually insane. It's like there's like 3 different categories for the settings that you have to individually change, but at least in the full game it seems like they tried to like mix the categories together. There's still 3 different categories, but at least on the controller settings you can access like 2 out of the 3 at once. It's kind of weird, but again, max sensitivity. I'm playing on a 28-inch screen, so my field of view is at 111. I think in the beta I played on 110. I upped it to 111. Vertical aim ratio is on 50. Thinking about turning that up, but it's been on 50 since I started playing. And I don't like my vertical sensitivity to be very high. It makes it hard to aim up and down. I need precise aiming when I'm trying to hit those headshots. Uniform infantry aiming is on. I don't really know what that changes, to be honest. Y'all can let me know that down in the comments. Zoom sensitivity coefficient, I turned this down from the beta. It was like 178. In the full game, I'm playing on 133. My infantry aim assist is on 100, but again, my slowdown is on 80. And as you can see, as I was saying, like they kind of mixed 2 categories into this one category. Input curve on BF1, stick acceleration presets on BF1, which puts my aim right and left acceleration on 100. Max sensitivity again. The input curves really quick, I'm not gonna lie. Like even if you have a high or a low sensitivity, it feels like these input curves, once you change them, bro, that drastically changes how your sensitivity feels. Like I was playing on, I started off with BF1, then I went to BF-BC2, then I tried BF-2042. I tried this a couple times actually. This one feels kind of good. I really don't know which one feels good because it changes your sensitivity so much. I'm just gonna stick with BF1 because I don't want to keep messing with my sensitivity. Movement, I don't think I really changed much on this. We got crouch toggle. This will allow you to slide cancel. I'm pretty sure the other settings kind of like mess up slide canceling, so I keep it on crouch toggle. Again, double tap crouch for sprint, added from another category. Now the zoom settings, the ADS sensitivity is going to be very important. Like I was saying earlier, the key to playing on this max sensitivity is going to be controlling your aim when you're actually aiming down sight. So before we get into that real quick, I zoom in obviously with my left trigger. You can also make your steady scope, like the button you press to hold your breath, you can also make that left trigger. So every time you zoom in, you're already holding your breath. But in Battlefield 6, it does take like a second. You have to like stop moving for a second before you actually start holding your breath. Infantry zoom aim sensitivity, I think this is like standard across all aim. I don't know if this really affects this or if this is separate from this, but I keep it on 75. It was on 65 in the beta, turned it up to 75. And I'm just gonna go through these scopes. These are all the different scopes and zoom types that we have in Battlefield 6. As you can see, the lower scopes, like what you would have on like a SMG or an assault rifle, I have pretty slow so I can control it. But then my higher sensitivity, when I'm in like the 8 times and the 6 times scope, I want these sensitivities to be a little bit higher so I can flick on the targets at every range. Me personally, this has always worked for me since Call of Duty added it. So here's like the full list if you want to pause it. Other than that, prioritize interact on interact and reload. I don't really think I changed much to this. Oh, skip revive and request revive. That's gonna be when you die, you're like gotta hold square or hold X to do these actions. If you switch these to toggle, then you just press it one time like Call of Duty to respawn, and then you press it one time to request for a revive instead of having to hold it. Makes it feel a little more smooth and less clunky. Other than that, I think that's it. On controller settings, I am playing on alternate buttons, which is pretty much like tactical in Call of Duty, where I slide with R3 and melee with circle. Didn't really change the vehicles yet. I'm gonna look into vehicles a lot more since the game is out now, but UI control mapping, haven't really changed my UI. Controller tuning, pretty important again. We're playing on 30 vibration. Make sure to turn your adaptive triggers for PlayStation 5. Turn this all the way down. This shit is trash on every game. If it's not a story game, you don't need adaptive triggers. Maybe for campaign it could be good. These are my dead zone settings. These are the settings that work with my controller. The key or the goal with your dead zone, I guess, is to try to get it as low as possible without experiencing stick drift. So this is about as low as I can get it from my controller. I don't know what the axial dead zone does, but I had it on 6 in the beta. I turned it down to 3 in the full game, and I feel like that feels better. Input threshold, I turned this down so you don't have to actually flick your stick all the way to the edge of the controller for it to register that full input. And I turned my L2 and R2 dead zones down. This is pretty much like instant triggers. I'm not playing on mouse and keyboard. Graphics for PlayStation 5 is pretty basic as always. I'm playing on the performance mode. Again, my brightness on 65. Field of view on 111, all that good stuff. 83 for third person. I don't even know what's third person in this game. What game was the third person? We turned all this off. I usually turn all this off in games. And then my icons, I did change my icons, which I'm just gonna scroll down this really fast. I pretty much tried to turn everything down except for enemy icons. Enemy and OBJ icons and I guess squad icons. Turn off motion blur, weapon field of view wide, turn off camera shake, reduce camera sprint bobbling, crosshairs. I didn't really change anything. I changed my crosshair color to blue, changed it to thin, and changed my headshots to yellow. That's pretty much all I changed. This is pretty much personal preference. Audio is a tricky one. Definitely turn music down. Right now I'm playing on headphones and high dynamics, but I heard War Tapes Val is pretty good, and I think War Tapes, and I already think I hear a difference, so I'm gonna play on that. Kept my microphone settings the same. I do want to turn on that voice chat setting where it's like you sound like you're over a radio, like a walkie-talkie, and it's proximity chat with your squad. I do want to turn that setting on. Now, I haven't changed anything down here. I haven't changed anything down here. So those are going to be all of my settings for Battlefield 6. So again, if you guys want to try max sensitivity, I don't even think this shit is actually loud as hell on War Valve. But if you guys want to try my max sensitivity settings, I don't even think I have like the best aim or the best like sensitivity settings, but this is what's been working for me so far, and I'm gonna still try to like change it as the years go by with Battlefield 6, especially when I really start to snipe. My main goal in this game is to be good with snipers. Obviously I want to be good with red guns for the battle royale, but sniping is my main goal. And as you can see, max sensitivity isn't even that crazy, but if you try like the other input curves, it could get kind of crazy, I ain't gonna lie. I love this SGX.
I'm a 99 everything.
SMG.
Yeah, the first SMG. And the beta. Headshots.
I like snake shot on
Hey, me.
Quest.
Why? Get out the
There
thing.
ain't nothing but room and
God
opportunity.
damn.
I think they got us trying to deliberately.
Oh, right here. Who's my gold plate back?
Gotcha.
So he downs that guy and then